Hi, welcome back to Dev Academy. In the previous lecture, we have seen how can we make the registration page of this application. So in this lecture, we will learn how can we make the login function of this application. So let's get started. Let me open my Sublime. And here I'll be opening the login page. This is login body. Just above the login body, I'll be writing the codes for login. But before that, as we have already done a select statement for thank you page, I'll be copying this statement, this enter line of codes, and I will paste it in this section here in the login body. Let me paste it where I have included the database, and here is a variable which previously we are using to fetch the user to check either he has completed the registration process or not. So in this process, what we will do, at first we will make the form. Okay, at first we will make the form working. So form, and here we will define the method. The method will be post, and just below the form here we have previously used a link instead of using a button. So now we will use a button just like we had done in case of registration. So button name will be submit, and the text will be login now. Okay, and then we will use a class called btn warning. And here, since we are no longer using this link, so let me comment out this link. Okay, so we have all completed. Here is the name for username, and here is the name for password, but I think instead of using username, let us use user email ID. Okay, user email, and here also we can write as user email or email, whatever we think is best. And let me change the type of this input, which is email. So here we'll be using user email, and the type of this input is email, and here the type will be password and the name will be password. So we all done. Now let me create an if statement. If is set $post submit. If someone clicks on that submit button, then we will check either the statement is correct or not. Okay, so here let me insert these statements. Okay, so now I will create some variables from the form. So the first variable is user email, or user email equal to post dollar on the post user email. Okay, let me double verify it. Okay, this is correct, user email, and again here user password equal to password. Yes, this is password. Okay, now what we will do, if someone fills up this form as username and user password, let me reload it. I think it's not working for some reason. Okay, so now let us check whether our login statement is correct or not. In the first case, in some situations we have used user email and user password, and in the ID number 1 or the first row, the user password is not encrypted. Okay, so at first what we will do, we will simply try this statement, and let us delete the duplicate statement so that we can verify the details. New user. Okay, let me delete all the other rows. So here we have 2 rows. So here is the user email and here is the password. So at first I will be selecting the password which we have not encrypted. Okay, because here we have not done any encryption, the encryption for the password before sending it to this statement. Now here let me find the ID. All right, yeah, or the user ID. Let me check whether I have got any user ID or not. User ID equal to dollar row ID. Okay, so if dollar user ID user ID equals to or not equals to 0, in that case what we will do, or not equals to null, okay, or not equals to or is greater than, alright, let me use not equals to null. If the user ID is not equals to null, in that case we will be redirecting this user to the dashboard. Index.php question page equals to dashboard. Alright, so let me copy the user email and paste it here. And now let me copy the user password and paste it here. Let's check the user is successfully getting redirected to the dashboard page. Alright, let me go to this page again, and instead of using 1 2 3 I'll be using 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 as the password. And if I click on login, the page is not taking me, or the project or the application is not taking me to the dashboard. It simply means that my login code is working perfectly. So now what I will do, I will create some sessions here. All right, if someone if the user ID is not null, then I will be creating session here. And for creating session, the first thing which I have to do is to create session here. Session start, I'll be registering the session. All right, so this is a mandatory step. And then I can create the user ID, I can store the user ID, the user email, user password, all those details in this session. So session ID will be user ID, which I have already created here. I'll be also fetching user name and user email. I can also store the user mobile. All right, so we have user name here, user email here, sorry, I think username will be username, then user email will be user email, and user mobile will be user mobile. Session ID, we have stored the session ID will be, sorry, so here what we have to do, we have to store that session. All right, so session session ID will be that user ID, then session name will be the username, session email will be the user email, and session mobile will be the user mobile. Okay, we have successfully created or we have successfully stored all this session data into this application. Now let me go to this page, dashboard. All right, so this is dashboard body. At first let me check whether we have created the session or not. So the page is empty. Okay, there is no PHP code here, so let me create a session here. Session start, which is the first mandatory thing that we have to do in this project. Then we have already started the session. Now I can call the sessions. All right, session name equals to here session name. All right, again session ID equals to $session ID. So let me take only these two variables from session. And what I will do now, if the session ID is empty, so if the session ID is empty, then we will redirect that user again to the login page. Header, location, index.php. Okay, so let us try now. Here we have we are into this project, right, in the login page, and let me use password is 123 login. Now I have landed to the dashboard page. All right, so if I copy this page and if I open this page in a new tab, in a new incognito window, okay, it's not taking me directly to the dashboard page. Instead it is taking me to the login page. Let me use some other data 1 2 3 4 and login now. So it's not taking me to the dashboard page. It simply means that my dashboard section is now secured, and the other sections such as this login page or registration page, we have kept all these pages open for public so that they can register and they can make the login. All right, so the last thing which we have not done here is to use encrypted password in this section. So here we have to encrypt the password before sending it to the prepared statement. Okay, so encrypted password equals to user password, and we will encrypt this password with MD5. Now simply let us copy this encrypted password and paste it here. All right, here in this database we don't have any encrypted password, so let me check all and delete all the data. Open the index page. Let me create a new account like pfbn@vpotep.com 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 and password 1 2 3 4 and 1 2 3 4. Register now. So dear Pawan, your registration is successful. You can now log in. Let me click on login. Here I can use 1 2 3 4 login now, and now I am able to log in into my portal using the encrypted password. Okay, so in the dashboard page there is a line here where we can see welcome back Harry. Instead of Harry, I want to show the name of that user. So what I will do, I will simply display this name, session name, right, welcome back Harry. Instead of Harry, let me open PHP tag and echo this variable. Let me reload it. Welcome back Pawan. Right, now what I will do, I will just go to the index page and click on the register page. Now let me create one new user, Ravi@vpotep.com, and now the user mobile is something like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, and the password is 1 2 3 and 1 2 3. Register now. Dear Ravi, your registration is successful. Now instead of Pawan, I will be using Ravi and 1 2 3 login now. So here I can see welcome back Ravi. So in the next tutorial we will be developing the logout page of this project. Thank you for watching this video. Consider subscribing this channel for future updates.